Alright guys and gals, welcome back to my Vid Productions video. In my last video, my update video, I told you guys that I had a slight electrical problem. Well, guess what? I found the problem, and it was all because of these guys right here. If you want to see what I'm talking about, stay tuned for the video. We'll be right back. Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. This is BNSF6951, a Vinny Vid Productions video. Hi, I'm Vinny and I will be your host. This is a model railroad channel, so if you enjoy watching scratch builds, layout updates, and rail fanning, and lots of other stuff that pertains to model railroading, this is the channel for you. So if you like what you see, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And after you hit that subscribe button, don't forget to hit that bell. That'll give you a notification of any time I do a video or live stream. Anyhow, I'm going to ask you guys to do one more thing, and that is to give me the thumbs up. That will help my analytics with YouTube. I hope you enjoyed the video, so let's get going. First, a word from my sponsors. This Vinny Vid production brought to you by Yankee Dabbler. For all your model railroad needs, check out Yankee Dabbler. Don't forget, 7% discount with BNSF 6951. And by Highways and Byways, awesome street graphics for your roads and streets on your model railroad layout. If you guys are looking for sophisticated model railroad electronics, Logic Rail Technologies has what you need. For a 5% discount on certain items, use code BNSF 6951. Alright guys, now it's time for the next step on your layout. Trees! I have been dealing with Bob for 7 years now, and he does excellent work on his trees. So if you need some trees on your layout, check out Long Shadow's Trees. Tell him the Cuz sent you. Alright guys, in the first video of this series that I'm doing, I mentioned that I thought that the microengineering Code 55 turnouts were the culprit of giving me the problem I had with my shorts or non-operation of this area. Anyhow, these are microengineering turnouts, and I have never used them in a crossover situation. I've always used them as a stub end track yard or something like that. Apparently, they need to be insulated or something. I didn't want to bother with all of that. So I just went ahead and took them out and hooked all the wires back, well, mainly hooked up some of the wires back, and just do a test run and see how it goes. Anyhow, I will show you that test run in this video, but first I want to show you some of the stuff that I bought for this area. So stay tuned and we'll be back shortly. Alright guys, I told you in one of my last videos that I was going to replace the two tanks that were here, and that would be these two guys. These are just tubes from something I don't remember, and then I just put together a containment area. Anyhow, I bought these because, like I said, I was going to replace it, but I also bought, and the reason why I bought this one, let me see if I can back up a little bit here, is this Giroux kit, which is an HO model. Oops, I'm going to go the other way. And the reason why I bought that is there's nobody saying how large a tank could be. Now, I'm not sure if I'm going to use both of them. Let me move this box out of the way a little bit. I'm not sure if I'm going to use both of them here, or the two small ones and one big one. I'm not 100% sure. I do have a place for the other big one to go. But the reason why I bought it is because this kit used to be manufactured in N scale. But I bought this kit basically because it's got a lot of plumbing that goes on right in this area right here, and there's a lot of detail in there, so that's why I bought it, and I'm going to be using that on this layout to do the plumbing for all of the tanks that are here. Alright, so let me carry on. These here, I went on eBay and just typed in grain storage vessels, and I got these, and these are pretty neat because they are, I think they're pretty much 3D printed, but they are really nice, and the 4 of them cost 20 bucks. So that's going to be the fermentation tanks. And then over here, I'm not quite sure if the truck loading is going to stay in this area because I still got to build the cooling center. But over here, a few years ago, I typed in the same thing, grain elevator storage tanks, and I got these, and these were like $4 a piece, so that was 20 bucks there. Anyhow, I just wanted to give you guys an idea of how all this is going to be set up. I need to find out how all the plumbing goes on this. There's a couple of guys that actually show the build of the Walthers HO kit, but I have not seen it from overhead to track out the plumbing. Anyhow, let's get on to seeing how this all runs, because I did find the short, and I'll tell you what that is here in a few minutes. Alright guys, let's follow our train as it enters the ethanol plant. As you can see, we're coming down one of the tracks right now. It could be either an arrival track or a departure track. So we're going to put this train through its paces right now. First we're going to come down this track about halfway, I think. And then we're going to go ahead and back up and come down the other track and see how that's going to work out. So let's see if what I am saying is the truth. And there we go. So now we know that that section of track is working. And we'll back up, and I don't have any of my ground throws on this, so you'll see me sticking my hand in there with a skewer to hold the turnout position so the train does not derail. But anyhow, you can see that it's running pretty good so far. And we'll come on and switch to turnout and reverse the locomotive. And this time we're going to do a test on the little service tracks that we have there on the left hand side of your screen at the top. And that would be like a little storage yard for all the hoppers and tankers that will be in this facility. Now that turnout right there is a microengineering, and you can see it's working, and it works just fine as a stub end track turnout. So that is track number 3, and you can see that it's working fine. And now we'll come down again, and we'll use my skewer stick to flip the turnout. And we'll come back and we'll go on track number 2. And as you can see that that's working pretty well also. And finally we'll come out and do track number 1. And we can get probably about 12 cars in this, between 10 and 12 cars in this little yard right here. Just a little oopsie right there, dirty track. I have not cleaned this track yet. Alright, so now that that's done, let's go ahead and mosey on over. I think we've got to go back on the other track first. I cannot do my turnouts, my crossover yet, because I did order some turnouts, and I'll talk about that towards the end of this video. Anyhow, we are going to go back and cross back over to the other arrival departure track, work track, whatever you want to call it. I have no clue what I'm going to call it just yet. But now we're going to come down and we're going to test the tracks that lead into the hopper unloading shed. And so far you can see there's no problems going on here. We'll change your camera angle there so you can get to see the whole thing. I have the speed step set at number 4, and I don't know why the sister locomotive to this one is not running. I got to check that out, but most likely SD40s will be the power for this facility, and it'll probably be a pair of SD40s. As you can see, track number 2 is working just fine. And we'll come back and do track number 1. And there you go, track number 1, working just fine. Of course, I didn't tell the locomotive the camera was on. I think that's why it's running so good. It doesn't know it's being recorded. Alright, we're going to go over to the tanker facility now. Let's see how that's going to work out. And again, we're going to go on track number 2 first, I think. Yes, track number 2 first. And as you can see that that's working just fine. And we'll come back and do track number 1. And I do have, again, a little oopsie right there. I do have a number of ground throws that I'm going to be installing on this. Alright, and so now we're going to back up and we're going to do as if the crossover was there. We're going to go ahead and head down that track. So if these turnouts were working, we would be able to do our crossover right there. Anyhow, let's back this up and let's see what else we can get into here. Alright guys, what you're looking at right now is the area that I took those two microengineering turnouts out that I showed you earlier on in this video. I could use these two rights to do this crossover. I could, but I also went ahead and spoke with Bruce Giroux, which is WBGX. He does turnouts, and he has done all the turnouts on my layout for me. So I went ahead and ordered two left hands that will go back into this area right here, and then I'll do another test run and probably maybe even a little op session to move some cars around just to see how it's all going to work out. Anyhow, I hope you guys and gals enjoyed this video, and as always, your questions, comments, inputs, subs, shares, and likes are always welcome. For now, that's all folks. BNSF 6951 of Vinny Vid Productions out for now. Alright guys, this is going to be a short demonstration of how this Super Thanks works. If you watch any one of my videos or anyone that's eligible to have this on there as an option on their videos, If you look down here where it has a thumbs up and the dislikes and the share and the download, right here you'll see a heart with a $sign and a thanks next to it. If you click on that, like that, you'll see you get this where you could purchase some donations, $2, $5, $10, and $50. But also right here, in this area right here, you can also put your comment. Now when your comment appears on the comment section, it'll be highlighted so people know that you actually donated to the channel. Also, another thing that YouTube is doing, if you look down here, you can see the comments, but if you click on the arrow, what it does, it brings the comments up like a chat on the right side of the tube. So anyhow, yeah, I just wanted to give you guys a little demonstration on how that works.